All right. So the show that went up against AEW All In was the WWE NXT Great American Bash, which was a fun show. Nothing super special, which I didn't expect it to be, but I mean, I enjoyed it. I just feel like, of the weekend, this is probably the show that people have been talking about the least. But hey, we wanted to cover it. It was a fun show overall. Started off with the Jasper Troy versus Javon Evans match, which was, you know, the beast versus the bouncy kid. That was a fun match. I always like a big guy versus a small guy. It was entertaining for sure. I actually thought,
Where does
yeah,
Jasper Troy come from? I never heard of him before this.
I think he was on LFG. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure I think he's the one who won the first season of LFG. Yeah, or at least he was on LFG. I know he was because I watched the first 2 episodes of LFG the first season before
Yeah,
I
I've never seen
just
him
ran.
before, so I was impressed. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
no,
yeah.
he wrestled Oba Femi like not I think 2, maybe 3 weeks ago in a title match, and lost, but looked really good for himself. Which is why I was pretty for sure he was gonna win the match just because I feel like Evans is one of those guys, especially with where he is now. It's not going to hurt him to have a loss, but I mean, it's probably not going to hurt Jasper Troy either with how big that dude is. And Evans has kind of proven himself, but it was a fun match. I enjoyed it. Nothing super crazy. I just get good stuff. I mean, this kind of just proves, like we've always been saying, though, that the youth, the future is bright for the WWE. They've got a lot of good young talent, whether it's on the men's, more so on the women's side of NXT, but the men's side is still pretty damn good too.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
yeah.
They're
So
gonna
then,
they're gonna need it too because they got a
oh
lot of
yeah,
they got some older dudes coming
which
or
yeah, I
up
mean,
in
oh yeah. If
WWE. I'm sorry.
you look at that main event scene, I mean, obviously you got Cena, who's on his last year. Orton's not too far behind him. Cody either just turned, I think he just turned 40. Roman's up there around the same age. CM Punk's older than both of them. So you're starting to get to that point. But I feel like they're doing very well with how they're building up different people. I mean, whether it's
Yeah,
Breaker, Fatu, Solo, and then you got all these kids down here in NXT that's also, I think it's the beauty of them being on the CW is it's just big enough where they want to just keep proving themselves, but it's not too big. It's not like, I mean, I guess it is Netflix internationally, but it's at least not here in the States.
yeah.
Um,
I'm one of those people that thought that this was unfair to put the NXT talent against All In.
yeah, but I don't think it was really, I mean,
But
unfair.
then I realized that yeah, I thought about it, and then you were like, well, kind of makes sense, I guess, because now
Yeah,
they're going
I
against.
mean,
You get a feeling of as an athlete when you go against someone that's like
yeah.
say you're playing semi-pro basketball and your game is at 2 o'clock and the Lakers are playing at 1. No one's gonna be watching yours, but you got one real good guy there that people want to see. It makes the other
Yeah,
guys around them step up.
it does give you that motivation for sure. And I mean,
That's the
also
word I was
too,
looking for. I couldn't think of
yeah,
it.
no, that's why we're a team, buddy. No, and I agree with you because too. I mean, I was never that great of an athlete, but I've been around enough athletes and know enough about it, and I'm competitive myself in certain things of it for sure. And yeah, when you're going up against something, because they also think it's one of those things that, yeah, they're going up against AEW, but also to like if they fail, quote unquote, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna like it's Vince isn't at the helm where you're fired, pal, because you
Yeah.
didn't beat my developmental show didn't beat AEW's #1 show. Screw you. Like, it's just to make them better, which is what I think they are doing. Um, and shout out, I think the MVP of the weekend, I mean, the low-key MVP of the weekend was Sol Ruca. I mean, she was on SmackDown, she was on the Great American Bash, she was on Evolution, and just got herself over in every aspect. That's like on our Spaces show and Shubin with his first question that he asked of us. He had never seen her before because he hadn't watched much NXT, but I think I've convinced him now to at least keep an eye on it. Because when he's like, she just seems great, then the way they presented her well, and I mentioned to him she's been a star on NXT for at least a year now. I know she was out with a knee injury for a while, but at least as long as I've been watching, she's been a major part of the show and only gotten better. And God damn, she's talented.
Yeah, they're gonna have to be careful though. They gotta be careful.
Yeah,
especially with having a knee injury and all the gymnastics she does. It's gotta be
that
careful.
is true. That you've got a point. That is true. I mean, we've seen how that can happen with people where all of a sudden they seem like they're doing great, and then that the injury bug can really get you. You hope she stays healthy. That's for sure. Cause she's definitely, she's got that physical charisma too. It's not just the athletic skill and talent. There's just something about her that she's hard to hate, you know? The Ethan Page and
Wait, go back a second.
Yes.
On that match. This was the tag match, right?
Yeah. Or this wasn't. The tag match was Evolution. No, this was
okay. I got confused.
Sol Ruca versus Izzy Dane. This was the singles match that she had.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. I should have said that leading up to it. I had it on my screen to the left. I forgot to say the actual words. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, no, it was Sol Ruca versus Izzy Dane, with Zarya at her side, and then was it Tatum Paxley was with Izzy Dane.
Okay. Now I remember.
Yeah, I'm not as big into that Sean Spears group, the culling for TV wise, but he's a great teacher, so I think it's great for people to be in a group with him. Like, that just makes a lot of sense for people. Like, I think he's in that perfect player coach role on NXT.
Funny, he couldn't find somewhere else to teach people.
I mean,
he wasn't anywhere else before this.
I feel like he probably wanted to. Like, how they don't have a PC, just so he went and found one because the man's at the end. His school, the wrestling school he has is with Tyler Breeze, who is also a coach at NXT. So makes a lot of sense. Because there's certain guys that you see that came, whether that came over from AEW or came from anywhere else that, like that you think they're going to keep moving forward and probably going to get bigger, like Lexus King or these two gentlemen, Ethan Page and Ricky Saints. But for a guy like Sean Spears, like he's probably in the perfect spot for him. Like I really think it's a great role where he can still wrestle and be on TV. But exactly. Because like you bring him up to the main roster and he's going to get lost in the shuffle as well.
There's no way he can do
that. Yeah. And I think it's a great role for him. And I think he's smart enough to know that. He seems like a very intelligent man. This match too, we'll call this one the Tony Khan special, or the Tony Khan fumble special. I mean, I like that they're still having a storyline with these two guys because they're getting the best out of each other. But this is a fun match. I am not surprised that Ethan Page won, just because I think Ricky Saints either needs to be going for the NXT main title or move up to the main roster sooner than later. But this is fun, especially a good falls count anywhere match, good and violent. I feel like Phil pretty much kind of called it where it was going to be like they were going to take each other out and Ego was going to be able to kind of win. Because the way he tossed him to the table and stuff, he kind of won underhandedly. That's the phrase I'm looking for.
Ethan Page is sneaky good.
He is. It was funny. I noticed that when he was in that silly group with Dan Lambert in AEW, where like he was good. He was like the best one on the mic of that group. And he's always been solid in every match I'd seen. And then he just disappeared for like 4 or 5 months and showed up at NXT and he's been great. I kind of put him when he showed up. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was in the exact same caliber as Sean Spears. He's good, but probably won't. I actually think he could be I don't think he'd be a world champion, but I think he could easily be a top mid-carder and United States champion, IC champion. Maybe something bigger on the main roster, but I'm excited to see what they do with him. But I really think he's talented.
Wouldn't shock me at all to see him stay down here. Stay in NXT.
Also, that too. Yep, could. Yep. Also, and it's like one of those things. Like, hey, I mean, if you're a person that's got a family, which he is, if you're in NXT, you're guaranteed. I mean, if they move to Vegas, then he has to move. But you get to stay in one spot. You get to work your job there. Maybe you travel a bit here and there, but you get to be more of a homebound wrestler and work well enough in that PC, and you could get yourself a job for life. So
yeah, he's good. I like him. I like him.
Yeah, for sure. I like him a lot more than I thought I would. When he first showed up, I was like, yeah, we'll see. By the end of that first stuff with Trick, I was like, oh, I like this guy. Like, he did that silly rap video. He's got no problem making an ass of himself. He can look good as a top heel.
That's the key.
Yeah,
you touched on it right there.
You've got to be able to have that. And I feel like anybody who can't do that, just go watch Kurt Angle. Like, nobody, like, he could stretch every single person on every single roster in his prime, most likely, or at least give them a run for their money. And he was willing to wear the stupid hat and sing Yippee-ki-yay and have fun with his life. Like, you've got to be able, if you can't make an ass of yourself, you're in the wrong business. It's just, that's what it's all 100%, about.
100%.
The next, that wasn't a match, but the next segment was the contract signing for Slammiversary, which I thought was great to do this on NXT. I love the cross promotion stuff that they do. I still think that this is going to be, I think you're right. I think this is where Mike Santana wins. I'm very excited to watch. I'm not sure I'm not excited to watch the entire pay-per-view. I will, but I'm really excited for that main event. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And then this segment ended with Dark State coming out and attacking the three of them. Oh, okay, great. Whatever.
One thing I noticed about NXT,
those guys.
One thing I noticed about Shawn Michaels is he, during like the structure of the show centers around the actual weekly episodes a lot more than normal PLEs or pay-per-views do. Like he incorporates the show right into the friggin' program all the time. Like this stuff normally you would never see a three-way signing on a WWE main event. SummerSlam.
No.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
No, not at all. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, you might have a segment like something similar, or where they had like that talking segment on was the Elimination Chamber that one year with Cody and Seth and stuff. But like, that's one of those. Yeah, it's exactly. I'm like, that's the last one I can think of, and that wasn't this year's Elimination Chamber. That was last year's. That was Elimination Chamber 2024, and that's like and that had Cody and Seth and like Roman, like your main stars. So you're absolutely right. Like but Shawn knows how to make, he makes the stories work. He doesn't leave certain things out. Like it's just, that's why I don't say NXT is the best show every single week, but it's always the most fun for me. Like it's just an enjoyable
the blueprint's
watch.
Interesting though. It really is.
Yeah.
We actually look at the outline of the show and how he does.
That's a good point.
It's really different.
Yeah. And I think it works really well for them. And clearly it's doing well for the talent because everybody seemed to be getting, not only are they getting better, but they're getting the best out of them. And some people quickly move through it and move up. So, I'm really excited for this match this weekend.
If you notice too, all the talents for NXT look like they're having fun.
Yes.
Like you can actually see it.
Yeah, for sure. You're 100%. And you can see it for people too. And again, I hate to harp on AEW, but you can see the people that when they come over, like Lexus King, like how much better does he look physically as well? Like, he looks lean, he looks mean. He was pudgy in AEW. Like they're just presented well. They're given their best chance to succeed. I mean, you can't not be happy about that. So I think it's great. I'm excited. I'm excited for this match this Sunday at Slammiversary, and we will see. I mean, Joe Hendry could win, but I think it's Mike Santana's time, especially if the rumors are true that Hendry's contract ends in September. Santana wins it. Good defense. Then Joe to NXT and see what happens. Now I was a little bit surprised of the positionings of the next match where the NXT title match wasn't the main event, but they wanted to focus on the women, which is great. It makes sense with Evolution coming up as well. But you had Oba Femi versus Yoshiki. I always forget how to pronounce Yoshiki. I always want to just call him Yoshi, like it's Mario, but Yoshiki Inamura. I like him. I think he's very talented. I think he's like what we want to see coming out of Japanese wrestlers and coming in here, where it's not just the same crap that you always see with them all kind of doing, like the way he wrestles. He's a big dude too, and that splash, it's great. But Oba had to win this. I did think there was a chance that Inamura could win it just because of all the stuff they did with the video package with the guys from Noah, and like maybe he goes over there with the title. But no, this just makes sense. And I'm very curious as to who is going to beat Oba. I'm not sure. At this point, I feel like you have to have a triple threat or a fatal four-way or something, and somebody pin somebody else because. I mean, look at the guy. I got nothing else to say. I mean, he is it, my friend.
He's young. I don't know what it is though. He's not called up or anything yet, so I don't know what.
No, because they don't want something.
I
don't think there's not. He's
not young.
I mean, he's like 26, 27.
Is he?
He's pretty young. Yeah, he's pretty young. I mean, let's look it up and watch me be wrong as a motherfucker. No,
I don't even know.
No, I'm pretty sure I've looked this up, but we'll see. But I know like he's not had that many matches, like he really hasn't. He is 27. He turned 27 in April. So
and he follows me on Twitter.
He does? That's awesome. That's fantastic. Hey, anytime you want to come on, my friend, we will happily have a discussion with you. We can go live, we can do it recorded. Please come on. We'll have a great because I think he hasn't had that many matches really. So it's one of those things where I feel like they just don't want it. I mean, you could call him up, and if it was Vince, that he would, but there's no need. Let him get more seasoning. Let him get back, because he's also one of those talents that you can bring up. Like, it's kind of like Braun Breaker almost, where if you bring him up, he's got to immediately be in the IC or the US title scene, if not just the main event scene, which will clear out sooner than later, but it's pretty stacked right now. I mean,
I just thought he was older. That's my fault.
Yeah, no, you're good. He looks it. He's a big boy. And I mean, he went, and then, he played at the university. He did, I think it was track and field. Yeah. At the University of Alabama. So, I mean, he's a real athlete. He'll be, I would think probably next year, maybe even the year after that, if he's going to be the big star on NXT on the CW. But it'll be interesting to see what they do with him. I just don't know how you get that title off of him. I mean, maybe Trick could, but I think Trick's going up after he loses the TNA title.
I don't know. I'd be interested to watch.
Right? It's very interesting. Hey, keeps you watching, that's for sure. The final match on the show was Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe versus Fatal Influence. I was surprised this was the main event, but also because this still builds into Evolution. And just like you said, with Shawn Michaels kind of building into the shows, it actually makes a lot of sense of why this was the main event, because it builds into Evolution the next day, which was awesome. But this match was fine. There was nothing special, nothing bad. It was kind of cool to see. I think this was Blake's first real match. I think she's been in segments before on NXT, but this was the first actual match. So
yeah,
good for her.
She looked a little rusty at times, but not.
Yeah, I feel like it was. I don't even know if it was rust. I feel like it was nerves. You know what I mean?
That could be too. Yeah,
that's probably a big part of it. I mean, and she'll be fine. I mean, she's talking about young. She's like 24, 25. She's gonna be fine. It's set up for what's gonna happen in Evolution. We won't spoil it, but I'll just say I was close with my predictions of what was going to happen between those two ladies. But I mean, overall, I thought Great American Bash was a lot of fun. It wasn't anything super special, but I didn't expect it to be. It was what I expected it to be. It was a fine show, just like, any of their standard PLEs. I usually feel like there's certain ones that are bigger than others, and this was just a normal one. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. Probably gave it like
NXT does it right. It's their thing. They do it right, and it's always pretty much consistent, though.
Yep, and they did it at center stage, which I thought was cool. Like, if you're gonna be in Atlanta, like that's where they should be doing it. Like we've talked about with, other promote, like with TNA Slammiversary. Like, we're excited for the show, but they're in a hockey arena with about 4,000 to 5,000 people. It's, I think the theater settings are probably better for some of those, but we will see. I enjoyed it though. I'd say it's a solid B overall for me.
I was at B. I was B. I think
B minus somewhere there.
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right. Works for me.